Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Okay, current blood sugar is 10.7. Up here, it's telling me I have 1 day left, and we'll press it. I actually have 23 hours before I have to change out my pump site. Imagine that. Okay, up here, my blood sugars have started to climb, and there I've got the corrections, and the corrections are giving me like 0.85, 0.825. It's 10:40. That's not right. That's time wise. 10:35. But it's giving me corrections. I guess it's just telling me time. It's not. Okay, so I had a break here because it told me to calibrate. I did it, but I didn't type it into the pump, so I had to recalibrate a bit later, and it was on an upswing. But we ate, and everything came back down, and now I'm starting to go up again. So, current time in range is still out, and that's going to be that way till later in the day because it was later in yesterday's day that I was high. Time in range is 64%, 36% is in range, and 13.9% is the average blood sugar. Imagine that. Today I want to discuss to you what it's actually like as a diabetic not in control. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Okay. Most of you, if you've been a person who's watched these videos, you know that my life as a T1D has not always been so cut and dry. There were times in my late teens, early 20s, where I got nothing could stop me. Yeah, blood sugars, you heard about complications and everything. Didn't really bother me. So, what does this tell you? Complications happen for when your body or the sugars have affected some part of your body. Some people get a lot of them, some people don't get a lot. For me, it was retinopathy and neuropathy. Okay. But we all know complications. You're going to lose your eye, you're going to lose a leg. I want to tell you what it was actually like living my life as an out of control diabetic. I just decided no one was going to tell me what to do. I knew what was best. Everyone else got to do things full of fun and excitement, and yet I didn't. So, what to do? Well, first of all, let's get that. That's probably right. Let's get there. That had a shower earlier in the. That looks better. Got a little color there. It looked a little bleached out before. But it's kind of like a veil. You're not really. You're just tired all the time. I'd get on a bus. I'd fall asleep. I could hardly wait for work to be over because I was just so exhausted. And then I got into a groove where I was going to do it now. I was going to get under control. Everything was going to be fine. And then I fall into my old ways. It was a comfortable way. My way, you didn't have to watch every little thing you did. I honestly don't know how I did it. Some days I'd be totally amazed, and we lived kind of up a hill in Vancouver, and I would have to walk from Grandview Highway up to 19th, and that nearly killed me. I would take the long way around because it wasn't such a steep. I couldn't make it up a simple hill. And I started having cramps, or what I thought were cramps. We looked into getting, back then they were called the Hush Puppy body shoe. And I would wear those. We had to wear black pants, black closed-toed shoes to work, and I wore them to the ground. And every Christmas, every birthday, I would get a pair of these. And it seemed to work sometimes. I don't know if it was coincidence. I had special shoes made. And this was as probably the neuropathy was starting to set in. There was a time where I said, enough, I'm going to control my blood sugars. I started by just recording all my blood sugars 4 times a day. I made up a graph and I had them plotted. It kept going. I had a whole volume of reference materials for my type 1 diabetes. I went from one extreme of not doing a damn thing and not having the energy to pulling out articles from the internet and writing down what my diabetic nurse said for treatment, my diabetic doctor, so that if I went into emergency, I could say, here it is. But this came along, and CareLink did all that, and my doctor and my nurses could take a look at the book. I have a binder to get it re-going. I don't have a printer going here. I hope to one day get it going and really work on having that book and writing down the treatments and what's happening, because I think it's important. But would I exchange my life for then and now? No. Yes, right now I'm in a chair or in bed most of the time, but still, I can go out, I can have energy, which is night and day to what I had before. There were times I couldn't sleep, even though I was tired. I'd go to work, ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. My work suffered, my home life suffered. So, why? I saw so many doctors, and when I decided to start taking care of myself, I found I was hitting roadblock after roadblock. So I think if I didn't take care of myself, that I would have ended up in tighter control. So if I wasn't being a troublesome teenager, that just because I no longer wanted to see that doctor, went and got a new doctor, I could have found myself staying closer in control, and maybe that aha moment would have gone off sooner. Living with diabetes here as opposed to here is night and day. We need to be aware of many different things. And when you're not controlling yourself, you're always sort of wondering if, I better take a lot more insulin and end up in a severe low. Was it all this guy's fault? Or was the whole body saying complications are on the way? I think it was a bit of both. I finally decided I was doing something I loved. I got into training, and so I decided to stick with that. We continued on, and who knew that where I am today, I might have ended up here anyway. But I don't live my life just wondering. I live my life for what I can do now. I make videos now. I'm currently trying to write down, it's probably not very good, but my memoirs of time as a T1D. And in doing that, it opens up to where I've come from, and hope that other people who are going through that same era, they're not really watching whatever they're doing, will learn that it's important to get yourself under control. Oops, what's going on here? Alert before high. So it's telling me I'm 13.9. So with 2 arrows going up. So autocorrection's working at it again, so we'll see where that's going to take. But now I know what's happening. I can give myself insulin. When I was out of control, if I go to work, forget my insulin, I would, and I'd come home and I'd feel terrible. I'd take a whole bunch of insulin. An hour or two after, I bring my blood sugars down a bit and feel much better and continue on with my life. That's no way for a diabetic to live. If you're living in that life, it's time to get control. Now, control may look different than it does for me, and that's fine. But work on keeping your blood sugars as close to normal and as steady as possible. There will be times you'll still be out, but you will feel better, you will have more energy, and chances are you won't have complications. Keep that in mind. Have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.